I've personally been scammed before online. I still to this day don't know exactly how it happened, how the family bank account got cleared out of some thousands. But what we're talking about here is way, way more money on a way larger scale and way more sophisticated crime scheme. We're talking about some real heartless, grimy, sophisticated scamming network involving this Chinese national who was in the US of A seeking asylum, as obviously the whole immigration thing is a big trending news topic in the US of A. Very political hot button issue. Comment how you feel about it. Regardless of what's going on here with this guy, it's just like, I don't know. It's you can't throw one label on any group of people. It just isn't logical, and it's a fucked up way of thinking. But it's one of the number one political strategies amongst politicians all the time when they push on an issue. It really gets people fired up and drinking the Kool-Aid from that political party, if you will, in a lot of ways. Tap in with your thoughts on all that. I just saw this video yesterday of that Nick Shirley guy, right? You know, he exposed the corruption and fraud going on in the Somali community in, where was that? Minnesota, I believe. He's been all over the place, and he's been in New York a lot. And I don't know if you guys saw that one video, Canal Street, Manhattan, where they were buying stuff off bootleggers and going, you know, getting all this footage. And he ended up getting jumped, and this thing went crazy viral, 4 million views, something like that. And it was so wild that when they pulled back up, the same guys that set it on him and all that were there. They saw an immigration judge. They were picked up by ICE, but they were released back into the US of A. And in this situation, this Chinese nationalist, once again, I don't know how you say his name correctly, Didi Zhu, 39 years old. He was actually in NYC as well. And he's like, hey, I'm seeking asylum. I need to be granted asylum here in the U.S. to be safe. I can't go back to China. But he's over here scamming and robbing old ladies. Like, again, I don't know how they got remote access to the family bank account, but in my situation, but with this situation, they hit up this old lady in her 60s. He's all the way out in NYC. This lady's in the 716 Buffalo, New York area, where is actually where I hail from, right? But she was out in the burbs, Tonawanda, New York, and somehow, I don't know how he was able to see what she's doing in a Microsoft account or whatever, paying bills and balancing her banking and things like that, but he peeped it all. And like, I guess he hacked into Microsoft. I don't know, like, this ish sounds serious and sophisticated, and some of it is like really scary. Like, how far up the food chain does it go? Where are the bosses at? Because that's what the attorney tried to cry in court. Oh, he's a mule. He's being forced to do this, but the prosecutors were like, no, this guy's more like a shot caller. He would just do all the hacking online, and he'd send someone out to go and make the pickups. And the attorney, public defender that he's got in the feds is like, listen, he's not violent. This is white collar crime. And they were, you know, trying to make the argument here. He's robbing the fuck out of old ladies for everything they got. He might not be out cracking heads, but this is pretty vicious what he's doing, you know. And you join the debate in the comment section on this below. But when he saw her doing all this banking, he hit her up pretending to be Microsoft and had this number that she was to call. You guys remember there used to be a scam some years ago where they would call you, you know, cold calling you like they were the IRS, because he first posed as Microsoft, but then left a number for her to call. And I don't totally understand the full scheme exactly, but he, you know, is like saying, you're under attack or something like that. Start this new bank account. I'm an IRS agent. I'm trying to help you. This will keep you safe from the scammers. And then when this woman was putting all kinds of money in there, he was clearing her out, and he was somehow getting her to buy gold bullion And then he would send out individuals, or my bad, I got this wrong. This guy was the DD Zoo guy, was one of the ones going out to make these pickups. Like they picked him up in the Buffalo, New York area. But based on some of the information the feds had where he traveled, they were talking about he looked like he was going to make stops in multiple states in the area because they gave him some gold bullion that was fake with tracking devices in it. Because at some point, when this woman kept getting schemed and scammed altogether between assets, gold bullion, like I still can't get it in my head. How does one lying to an old lady that they're the IRS? Like I understand hacking in on a computer and convincing some old lady that's not tech savvy that you're some IRS agent or something like that, you're trying to help her. But in what scenario does the IRS say, hey, buy gold bullion and turn it over to us? We got you. You know what I mean? I don't know if they were saying, we'll keep all this for safekeeping so the hackers can't get you. We save you. It's a bit unclear, but that may be why at some point this woman picked up on it and called the feds. And they're asking for anyone out there right now, watch for the older people in your family. And if there's any funny style business going on, call up the feds, because this was a sting that he got picked up in. But as it stands now, this dude's still locked up, remanded in federal custody in Niagara County, New York, which is one county over from Erie County, which is Buffalo, New York. And we'll see if he gives up other individuals involved in this scam, or how it all go down. Who is this organized crime? What will be the outcome of it all? And before he gets deported or whatever, it seems like he's going to have to do his bit as well. But be careful, everyone out there. Like I said, I'm no dummy. And my girl, she's no dummy, but somehow some scammer got remote access to our account. I feel like it was from, I can't even recall where they said it was from, but we got beat in the head out of thousands of dollars. This woman got hit for like 300 something thousand altogether when you add it all up and do the math. While this guy's involved acting like he needs asylum. He's a good guy. He can't go back there. He wants to start a new life in the US of A. Like, bullish. You're out here scamming and robbing. And like you said, the prosecutors were like, you're no victim. You know what's going on. Stop acting like just because you aren't being violent, you're not mean and vicious and just devious as all hell, you know what I mean? But there you have it. The scammers are out here. Do not fall victim. What do you think about the whole immigration situation and in this case and everything we're talking about? And have you experienced any scamming like this, or anyone else that you know of? Let's talk about it in that comment section. And don't forget to subscribe and come back for more crime and true crime content over here on Crime Time Podcast.